Well, good evening. Thank you all for coming out. We're going to start here by calling the meeting to order. Um, And we'll start that with the pledge to the flag. So if there's anybody that would like to get up and have anything to discuss or ask questions even regarding the agenda items only at this point. So if there's anybody that wishes to come to the mic and speak, you're certainly welcome to. More? Can't hear me? Okay. Agenda items. If you'd like to get up and speak, help yourself. Okay. Okay. We'll do a roll call for attendance.
Jim Slaney,
Jim? Ed?
or Ed Slaney.
I think we're all a little tired. We've been working pretty hard on this stuff, so
Here.
bear with
I'm
us.
sorry, Ed Slaney.
Here.
And Linda Lemina,
Here.
Kathy Bennett. Here. Jim Hemingway,
Here.
and John Masidi.
Present.
So I don't see Dale here. Did we get a written report, highway report?
It's in your packet.
It's in the packet? Okay. Oh, thank you. I gave it to the lawyer. Here.
That's all right.
I guess I'll read it. We continue to mow the parks and fire halls, flushing, stakeouts, working on our lead copper reports, unloaded and reloaded Thomas at the railroad. Oh, I didn't know that we were responsible for unloading Thomas. Huh? Helped out the county, towns of Barry and Ridgeway. The men poured many cemetery stone foundations. With the assistance from the town of Barry and the village, repaired 2 water main breaks on East Shelby Road and a guard valve on Route 63. Repaired Sanderson Road, still needs more, a spot on Ryan and some on Letts. Barry helped on both of those. Did water reads, got to use the new Neptune 360 that we purchased. All worked well. Continue with truck and plow maintenance. The 2025 truck is finished and is back at our shop. The 2026 has been delivered to Watertown for installation of box and plow. With sadness to report the passing of a longtime respected resident, Sidney Cree. You will be missed from this point. Finally, as always, the never-ending stack of e-waste. Thank you, Dale Root. The assessor, Julie, was not able to attend tonight, but she did send me an email. 17 homes went on the market. This is the October report, by the way. 11 out of 17 houses are pending. 3 homes sold in September. 2 homes went on the market in October. Average sale price was $182,667. That was the average. So that's the assessor report. Before we get to the minutes, I think, let's see, what else? We've got code enforcement. Dan?
Enforcement report for September of 2025. I worked 72 hours for the month of September only because there was 5 weeks in September of Monday and Tuesday. One was a holiday. Normal time is 68 hours. I work for the town per month. Year to date, I've issued 26 building permits. In September, I worked with Zoning Board of Appeals, taking applications for 2 area variances for local residents. Both were approved. I worked with the Planning Board and the County Planning Board for regarding updated broadband service and the issuing of building permits for additional antennas on existing communication towers. And that's all I have.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
You're welcome.
I got a question, Dan.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Do you have an updated list on where you are with the zoning issues?
Yeah, I will get that. I can tell you that the majority of the people that I have violated have corrected the violations. You might say, well, I don't see that. What you have to understand is the New York State Property Maintenance Code allows you to have one unlicensed vehicle. So if you look into a yard, maybe you're driving down 31 like the gentleman down the road, which has done substantial cleanup, by the way. If you see 6 cars in his yard, you can have one unlicensed. If the rest are licensed, I cannot do anything about it.
That's fine.
So to answer your question, no, the majority of people have been compliant and with the unlicensed vehicles.
Yeah, I still would like to see the list.
I can get that for
and
you, yes.
and hopefully any like notes you have on what's been done and where you are in the process for each of those, so we know which ones are still outstanding. And
I'll provide that
okay,
for you.
thank you.
I don't see that we have the planning board here this evening. Did you get a report? Okay. And Norse from zoning? Okay. I guess then we'll start with a resolution to approve the town clerk report for September.
So moved.
I'll second.
Do a roll call, please.
Zelini,
Yes.
Masidi,
Yes.
Lemina,
Yes.
and Hemingway.
Yes. Next, a resolution to approve the town board meetings for September 9th. Can I have a motion to approve those?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Call vote, Zelini,
Yes.
Lemina,
Yes.
Hemingway,
Yes.
and Masidi.
Yes. Next, we have a resolution to approve the public hearing minutes from September 16th. Can I get a motion to do that, please?
So move.
I'll second it.
Call vote, Zelini,
Yes.
Lemina,
Yes.
Hemingway,
Yes.
and Masidi.
Yes. Next, a resolution to approve the town board workshop minutes from September 16th. Can I get a motion to approve that, please?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Call vote, Zelini,
Yes.
Lemina,
Yes.
Hemingway,
Yes.
and Masidi.
Yes.
Resolution to approve the town board workshop, September 24th.
So moved.
I'll second.
Call vote, Zelini,
Yes.
Lemina,
Yes.
Hemingway,
Yes.
and Masidi.
Yes.
Next, a resolution to approve pay the claims against the town. Can I get a motion to do that, please?
So moved.
I'll second.
Call vote, Zelini,
Can we do
Oh,
discussion?
discussion?
Sure.
I'm sorry, first.
Absolutely.
So there's a Village of Medina water bill in there that doesn't look like it was included. So I want to make the resolution with the understanding that that will get added.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Can we,
You okay with that?
Yep.
roll call vote, Ed,
Yes.
Lemina,
Yes.
Hemingway,
yes.
and Masidi.
Yes.
For the last for some period of time, I know there's been a lack of supervisor reports, and on the table you'll find, and what we have in our packets, finally are something akin to a real supervisor's report that Margaret has been working on from single source and finally able to put together so that we have real financials. They're on the table for the public to see. So we actually have financials reports both on the bank accounts and on the New York class investments. It's public information. You're certainly welcome to view it and ask any questions at the end here if you wish. But it will show you what has been happening since the end of December of last year. So there are reports there available from January through August, and actually we just threw in September, so we were finally able to get that at the last minute. We had a little trouble with New York class. They kind of locked Margaret out for a little while. But those are in there. Certainly, it's your tax money. You're welcome to view it, and certainly can ask questions. We just got those this afternoon, and I know the board has not had a chance to review them because we just printed them out about 4:30 or 5 o'clock this evening. But they actually look like the ending balances of a month meet the beginning balance of the month, which is a change from what we have seen for some time. I would like to have a resolution to approve those supervisor reports if we could get them. Could we have a motion to approve those?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Discussion?
So this goes all the way back to,
January, December 31st, I think, actually. So it's month by month. Of course, we'll have October at the next meeting, but here we are at this point with a complete picture of all activity, month to month, in both our bank accounts and our investment accounts. There's details yet to be worked out on those. There's certainly as you look at that, and if you're interested, some of the way they set up the accounts originally, like one of the banking accounts is called computer account. A number of things are paid out of that. Eventually, we will certainly provide more detail as we get some time to do it. It has been, not only did, after the resignations, it took some time for us to get access back into them. And then, of course, it's not by paper much anymore. You have to sign into their portals, and that was kind of problematic. I think, in fact, still a problem. Is that right, Margaret? So we'll keep after it, and so we should have better information on financials. And I think that once we can split up those bank accounts, you can see where the money's going a little bit in finer detail, because certainly we want to see that also. So.
Roll call vote, Zelini,
Yes.
Lemonna, Hemingway,
Yes.
and Masidi.
yes.
Next, I'd like a resolution to appoint John Masidi as the deputy supervisor. John will be with us until the 1st of January. At that point, we will have a new board as a result of the election in November. I'd like to see him stay on as deputy supervisor until that point, and then we will have a reorganization in January. I'd like to entertain a resolution to appoint him as the deputy supervisor for that period of time until January 1, or December 31st, I should say.
I move.
Second.
Roll call vote, Zelini,
Yes.
Lemonna,
Yes.
Hemingway,
Yes.
I'm going to recuse myself.
and Masidi recused himself.
about the first day that I stepped into the office, it didn't take long for somebody from the public to come in by the name of Bill Belson with a request and a petition signed by the majority of the people on Salt Works Road looking for a change in the speed limit. For those that have traveled Salt Work, you know that it's pretty bad in terms of curves, and it can be dangerous. He's looking to make a change, and he called the county. They said it has to start here with this board. This is the first time that the rest of the board has had a chance to look at that letter. It is included in the package on the table for anyone that wishes to read it. Just about everybody on Salt Works Road signed it. He's looking to change it from 55 miles an hour to 45 for a section from Blair Road down to where it becomes 45 again as you approach West Shelby. I'd like to open it up for discussion first before we make any decisions on that.
So it's not going to be the complete Salt Works Road?
He's asking in this to go from Blair Road, it's already 45 outside of West Shelby, through West Shelby some distance, and on Salt, and then I'm not sure it doesn't stay 45 all the way at that point out to,
77?
yeah,
Yeah, no, I meant the other way from,
just to Blair Road is what he's asking. And that's what the petition is signed for. That would have to be up to the county. It just has to be, if we wish to hand it off to the county for their decision. We don't have a lot to say about it other than here it is and it's been passed by the board. So again, any questions from anyone here? I don't know that Bill, he's written the letter, but I don't think he's here this evening.
Does it go to the county because it's a county road, or it always goes to the county?
Because it's
Just
a
because
county
it's
road.
Okay.
Yeah, he, sure, yeah, it's part of the discussion. Well, and that's, certainly, we can do that. He's just asking from Blair. I mean, you could make it, if you want, we can ask them to go from, yeah, I don't have an objection either way. That's pretty, I don't think anybody that goes much faster than 45 out of those two 90-degree turns. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to change much by the time you get to Blair. Yeah.
We're just saying we go way faster than that on that.
A lot of people do. We tried to get,
5 or 6 policemen share.
I didn't, look, they're very thick packets. We made quite a few of them.
If you want, Mary, I can get some more. I just dropped them off at your house.
Well, I can get you some here, yeah. If you'd like, I'd read the letter. Would that help? To the board members of the town of Shelby, attached to this letter is a petition signed by the residents on Salt Works Road between Blair Road South to West Shelby Road, requesting that the speed limit be reduced to at least 45. The section of road is narrow with little or no shoulders. Edges are crumbling due to heavy trucks, cement, dump, and semi-truck traffic. Increased vehicle traffic has increasingly made it difficult to safely exit driveways, walk across the road to mailboxes, safely ride a bicycle, or just take a walk. While collecting these signatures, I listened to story after story of near misses, people flying past with double yellow line as you had to just pull out of your driveway, parents fearful for children waiting for the bus, crossing the road rage incidents. I repeatedly listened to concerns aligned with my own, and everyone agreed to sign this petition. Several thought the speed limit should be lower than 45 and extend to 31. I had contacted the county highway department and spoke with Jessica, who checked and called me back to tell me that the first step would be petition submitted to the town board. After a positive vote of approval, a request would then need to go to the Orleans County Highway Department. Respectfully, William Belson. So that's the request.
Now, when they did in West Shelby, I can't remember, what was the speed limit originally? Like 35? They wanted to drop to 30, and they ended up raising it to 45. I agree with him though. I drive down there and it's a lot of blind driveways and hills. I mean,
Yeah, I think that if we submit, I don't know how much that means to the county. When I
Yeah.
did speak with Dale, he doubted very much that the county would act on it, but that's just an opinion. I haven't talked to the county directly on this issue. But the first step would be for us to have a discussion and make a decision whether to send it to the county. Can I entertain a motion here to make a resolution that we would send the petition for the speed change on Salt Works Road, and we would send that to the county highway department?
I so move.
From where to where?
I would say that he is asking just from Blair Road, but it does make sense to go further. I would, personally, I would just stick with his request, otherwise we would have to go back and change the petition, would we, if we were to alter it?
It's up to them ultimately, anyway,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So I think the petition that is being referred to is not a petition that's basically signed by the property owners. I think it's literally just people coming to the board and asking them for something.
No, it's
And then the petition comes from this board to the county based on what was requested.
well, what he was told was that he needed to petition us.
Right.
We have signatures from everybody on the road, and that whole petition with those signatures would go to highway along with our resolution.
And that's fine, but I don't think that what they were talking about was that type of petition. I think the petition is him coming in and asking this board to do something. So I think his letter is in effect what constitutes the petition for purposes of asking this
Okay.
board to do something. But since he got an actual petition with people who signed it, yes, I would say send that along as well.
Okay.
But,
We can adjust it.
well, he, right, his request says it could extend to 31. So I think that gives this board the option to either do what his original request was or to extend it to Route 31 based on his letter petition to the board.
Depends on how we want to,
Right.
how we want to make the resolution. We can entertain a motion to change this and go from 31 to West Shelby to the other 45.
So move.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call vote, Zelini,
Yes.
Lemonna,
Yes.
Hemingway,
Yes.
Masidi.
Something else that just came up yesterday to me, actually came up to Linda first and then to me, was our bulk rate for water. And it's nothing online, and the person that had brought it to our attention said there's nothing online that describes to you what the bulk rates and what the discounts are. Most every township, and I think the village, offer some discounts depending on the volume of water that you use. So I was a little surprised when I got in here and asked to see this. It does exist. But the rate starts out for somebody, probably a single, for the first 4,000 gallons, starts out at $9.40 per 1,000. Next, for 1,000 to 10,000, it goes supposedly, again, I haven't seen the bills, but this is what they're going by in the water department, goes to $8.17 for anybody that uses over 4,000, and to the next 10,000. And then after the 10,000, it goes to $7.95 per 1,000. Then it goes to $7.59. And then it goes to bulk rate. The bulk rate is $9.39. And the difference is that in the bulk rate, you have a meter, they have to go out and attach it to a hydrant, and the town puts a meter on it. That's, again, something I just found out today. So after some discussion individually here, I would like to make a recommendation that the bulk rate goes to the same as essentially the one below that, which is the per thousand thereafter, after 10,000, which would be $7.59 per thousand. And then we would have to add a connection fee. And I'm not sure what that should be. It's something that we should research it, but I'm suggesting maybe $125 to send somebody out to attach to the hydrant, attach the meter, and to read the meter. And then the rate would be just as it is for the rest of anybody, because we have some very large farms that actually use bulk rate water, but they aren't attached to the hydrants. So therefore, they're getting their water at $7.59. But somebody that needs to irrigate and then needs to go and attach to a hydrant is now going to pay $1.80 more. It doesn't seem right. So any discussion on that up?
I'm good with the water rate change. I would like to do a little looking into the 125, just because I guess I'd want to see like how long does it take to go out there? What's it? I'm not trying to necessarily go higher than the 125. I just want to make sure that's reasonable and not overreaching.
I think that's a good choice. I think we can table this, have a discussion with Highway about what we think is an appropriate charge, and bring it back up.
Yeah.
And maybe go to a couple other towns and see what they charge, if they do.
Sure. Little investigation is fine with me.
Right.
Like I say, this just came up yesterday.
Right.
So I thought, when I saw this, I thought it was appropriate to bring it before the board as soon as I could.
So should we change the rate to the 759 now, or wait until we have a chance to look at?
I would wait and
Okay,
change the
do
whole
it all
thing,
at one time.
and then we can publish it and get it on the website for everyone to see. All right. Sure.
It says we pay $5.98, is that true for all of those amounts listed below, the cost of Shelby from Medina Water?
It's the cost for the water itself from Medina, and another charge is added on by Shelby, an operation and maintenance charge. So,
Consistent for all these $5.98?
yes, except for where the Heartland water comes in, and that has not been tackled yet. Okay? I'd like to move item number 7 that was on here, the resolution to adopt the host community agreement among the town of Shelby and Hemlock Ridge Solar. For those of you, this is something that's been going along for some time. Started, I think, back in 21, if I remember right. Really thought that it was kind of coming to a dead end with a lot of the other things that have stalled solar projects, but apparently it's picked back up. In fact, I have a conference call next week on it. We did come to an agreement with the other groups. Our portion of the payout from that Hemlock project is pretty small, because the land being used in the Shelby Township is pretty small. Most of it is not in our area. But there is some payment that comes to us. This should have been approved some months ago and has come before the board again to be signed off on. So It was, again, already negotiated, and quite frankly, I don't think the town of Shelby had a whole lot to say about, because our role was so small in it. There really wasn't any negotiation, and I remember the meetings that were held with the last board, and it was pretty much, this is what you'll get. And so I don't know that there's much we can do about it other to accept it and accept the payments and put it into our budget. Certainly would entertain any thoughts on that before I make a motion for a resolution to approve that agreement.
Kathy, I'm sorry,
yeah.
Kathy, was there a fee, I remember at one time I thought there was a schedule that showed us what we were getting. I don't see it in here. Is it like a separate,
I
or
don't.
was that just a sample?
I think that was just a sample.
Okay.
This was always the
Okay.
1800, right? I think, and it was pretty much dictated by the county.
Okay.
And we really tried to just ride along with what Barry was negotiating, because Barry did have a lot more at stake, and Barry was fighting for more money for the towns as opposed to what the county and the school districts got. But at the end of the day, it was really an uphill fight, and they kind of told us, you either take this or you're not going to get anything. So that's how we
It's
came
that.
to the rate.
That's the one you're talking about?
Yes, so it's 1,800 per megawatt.
Okay,
That's in the town.
okay.
But yes, and I was also reminded that essentially, right, you've already issued a couple of resolutions approving various steps in connection with this along the way.
Yes.
One was that you would take a host community agreement as opposed to a pilot, and the other was that dollar amount was previously agreed to. And then it was just the terms of the agreement. And these are essentially the same terms that Barry agreed to a few months ago.
That's correct. Yeah, I did find those two other resolutions. So, yeah, it's already been agreed to, essentially. It's up to us to make the final agreement. Any questions or any discussion? Can we get a motion to, a resolution to approve the agreement?
So moved.
Roll call vote, Zelaney,
Yes.
Lemonna,
Yes.
Hemingway,
Yes.
and Massidi.
We've got a couple of items related to the budget and budget workshops. We're going to set a couple of dates here tonight. We've got kind of a tight schedule. And so this Thursday night at 6, we will have a public meeting in the conference room to work on the budget. So that will be posted. We will have another one next Tuesday, the 21st. And hopefully at that point, we can push the budget into a tentative, present it to the clerk, which then we can move it into a preliminary, which would, and, you know, we set those dates, Darlene, and I didn't bring my calendar with me. Did you write those down, hopefully?
I do, I got it for you, so I hope so.
Okay. So tell us the dates that we've got to meet. In order, this thing has to be published, and our publication of choice is the Penny Saver. And in order to get it in the Penny Saver by their printing schedule and to have it published in time to meet the 5-day period that it needs to be noticed to the public, and we need to have it out there. So that's what's dictating some of the schedule here. So if you would, Darlene, tell them what days that we have to have it, the preliminary done.
By the 22nd. Or I'm sorry, by the 21st, I have to have it to the Lake Country Penny Saver. by the 21st, because the cutoff is at noon on the 22nd. So I'd really rather not wait till the 22nd at noon to do that, because then it won't get.
Well, we won't have the meeting until the 21st, the evening, so we're going to get it there.
Oh, so I have to do it first thing in the morning.
You're going to have to do it first thing in the morning.
Okay. And then it'll go in the Lake Country Penny Saver on the 25th edition. 26th will be on that weekend. And then, I think that was it. And then we just have to do the public hearing on November 6th. Or before then.
Yeah. We'll be determine exactly what day. We'll have a couple days to work with. November 6th is the drop dead date that needs to be, the public hearing needs to occur on or before November 6th. So we'll make sure that we can get it online for everyone to see as soon as we can. And then we will set a date for the public hearing.
What was the date on the second,
Second one's the 21st.
21st?
Yes.
Both at 6 o'clock at night, correct?
That's correct. So those workshops are public. You're certainly welcome to grind through the numbers with us if you wish to join us. Next, I need a resolution to set the next town board meeting to Wednesday, November 12th, due to Veterans Day. You need a motion to make that resolution?
Move.
Second.
Roll call vote. Zelini,
Yes.
Lemonna,
Yes.
Hemingway,
Yes.
and Zelini, or Miss Edie.
So at this point, I'd like to open it to any further board comments. And if not, any public comments. Certainly, anybody's welcome to get up here. I know we have a sign-in sheet, but certainly,
Can I ask, are we going to hear from Margaret? Or can we question Margaret?
sure.
Okay. Sorry, Margaret. Do you want to, you're going to have, sorry, you're going to have to go up there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just looking through water, and you might not be able to answer these, and that's okay. I'm just asking what you may or may not know about it.
Okay.
So looking through the water reports, it looks like our revenues and our expenses are low for being in September. And from what I can determine, the last bill that got put in prior to the village bill we just received today, the Royalton bill was from...
It was dated July 2nd, I believe.
Correct. So the one we have now, is that the September? Because I feel like we were getting those monthly, and
Yes.
now all of a sudden we missed like several months.
I don't know where they are.
Okay.
If we had them, we would have put them in.
Okay.
And then we just did the Medina one. So those were two different. Medina bills quarterly,
Correct.
and I believe that Royalton bills on a monthly basis.
Correct. And I guess I can't remember now after looking at it. Do we think those bills that were in there from Royalton are catch up? There were August, September, and October maybe, or August and September in there?
In where?
In the bills that we just approved to pay. I can't remember.
Oh, I don't remember.
Do you remember, John?
You might know.
I know it was about 42,000, and it was dated 9/30.
Okay.
Whether or not that includes any prior months that have not been paid, I would not know. I'd have to. I can see if I can grab it.
That's okay. So I'm just concerned that's part of the reason why the expenses seem to be under, but the revenues are low. So the last billing that the revenue side that we put in looks
Yeah.
like that was from May.
Yes. I don't know when the last billing was. We were here when it was being generated, but I don't remember ever getting any information
Okay, so I
on
think
that.
that might be my question to Jim and maybe John. I'm
Yeah.
not sure one of you can help. But so when the billing is done here, right, and we do it through Williamson, how is that information, before when we were using Williamson, it was automatically feeding in. But now that we're not doing the two systems are, how is single source getting the information to put the revenues in for what we've billed?
I can certainly ask. I can tell you that I have not been able to get to water until yesterday.
Yeah.
Been working on the other elements of the budget. Water is certainly next, and my first visit to the water clerk was yesterday, and I certainly will pursue that.
Okay, so that would, yeah, because that's going to help bring the water financials a little more to
That's
where we think
correct.
they should be, because right
Right.
now they're showing they're at 50%.
Right. I
There's
saw
only
that in
3
the
months left.
reports,
That's
yes.
correct.
Yes.
Okay. My other concern is, while I understand water has kind of, there's other things we're working on. We have a very short timeline to turn around our financials from December 31st. We've committed to Drescher and Malecki
Yes.
to have them financial statements by the end of January. So I just want to make sure that we're 10 weeks away from the end of the year with
Yes.
2 major holidays. Vacations are going to be taken both here at Shelby and I'm sure at Single Source. So I just want to make sure that we're all kind of watching
Yes.
so my other question might be, if we're missing a water bill, like if Royalton is billing us monthly and we miss one, who's following up on that?
Again, I'd be happy to follow up on it now that I'm involved in water.
Yeah,
Like
well,
I said, I just started yesterday, so if there's a phone call that needs to be made, I certainly will do so.
Well, I'm just wondering if maybe Beth wouldn't, because
I will talk to
because
her
she's
and see.
coding.
Right.
So my last question is, I know you're using a prorated. You're sharing. You're prorating the bills to each district
Yes.
for Royalton,
Yes.
and you have a formula that you were given.
Well, I haven't found that. I believe Jim and I talked about this today, and I believe that Jim found the formula.
Kind of.
So I looked at, excuse me, the last one that was in the system, and it didn't match what he had on the report. One of the districts was missing. So I think that we'll have to probably go back and look at all of the bills for the year from Royalton to make sure that they are allocated appropriately.
I was kind of hoping Dale was here because I had a couple questions about, so are there meters, so where the water comes in from Johnson Road and Mountain Road, right, from Royalton, and it now feeds whatever the districts are that it goes to, are there meters there that are being read that we can tell how much water is
I
going
would think
into
so. And
each district?
That's something I can't answer, but we paid for a meter, so I would think that there's meters in those vaults, and we should be
Well, there's
able to
meter
read
in
it.
the vault crossing in, but I'm asking, once it hits us, each of our districts, so Medina, there are not, okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
in Medina, they are billing by different districts, and there's one that has a group in there. So, okay, so I guess then the question for you to find out, and I guess and let the rest of us know, is how are they determining that?
Well, what I
Number.
was told was that they took the volume and split it up among the districts that were receiving the Heartland water, and then by percentages based on the number of residents or number of households that existed in those districts. But as the sheet that I received did not match the numbers that Margaret saw, there's certainly some work to be done to tell exactly what is being charged and where. And again, both Margaret and I are just seeing this today for the first time.
So I did reach out to Williamson Law to find out about how the billing works.
Okay? Good.
And what we can get from them. And according to them, when the billing is done, there is a report that will print at the same time or is created at the same time that will tell us how much water was billed by district.
Okay?
Okay? So if we don't happen to capture that report, when the bill is done. I think it's probably something you have to save right then. If not, there is a historical report that they can run that would give us the information, but you have to do a little more work. You'd have to add up, like it'll give you the raw data, and then you have to, do some adding to get the totals. But that seems more reasonable to me, Margaret, correct?
Yeah,
Based
yes.
on usage.
Right.
And for each year, we would kind of use last year's numbers for the current year, and
Right.
each year we would reset that.
I know
Percentage.
that other places, and I'm just thinking about the city of Buffalo because they just bill without, many of the places aren't metered, and they would go by the size of the house or, how much land there was. So there's a lot of different ways to do that. I think we just have to figure out what makes the most sense here and then stick to it. We have to have it in writing so everybody knows, because we've been working with a sheet for the water districts that we don't know when it came from, that allocates all the expenses to the 13 different districts. And we don't know if, where that came from. And then, of course, we have the Medina water and the Royalton water. And Jim and I really literally just looked at it this afternoon.
So the other concern, while you're looking into more of that, is that the Medina bill, as of July, looks like it was charged to every district.
Not every district, I don't think.
In QuickBooks, it looks that way.
Does it? I haven't.
The July bill. But my concern is I was under the impression that prior to July, there were full districts getting water from Royalton and shut off from the village. So I'm
That's
concerned that Margaret's not getting the correct
Yeah.
information
Oh, I'm sure
when
she's not.
changes are made.
Right, yeah.
If
So
we're
are
not
you saying that-
passing along.
What was it? The June bill that
I
was
think
paid
the
in
one
July?
that said July 2nd, the one that's in there that
Well, there was a Royalton.
no,
one.
there's a village bill, and I thought it was July
There was-
2nd
there
or
was
July
one-
10th or
yeah,
something like
I
that.
only remember one village bill. It was for $55,000, but I don't know what the date of that one was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
there
I
was
don't think that one had every.
because when I looked at the different districts that were on Royalton Water, according to the little sticky that's on
Yeah.
that bill,
Yeah, which is
those districts were still being charged. They still had charges from Medina.
Right.
And so I'm
Right.
concerned that
Well, what
we have, yeah.
the one that we looked at today, a district was missing altogether on
Okay.
that Royalton bill. So we really have to go through and analyze that. And it shouldn't be too bad once we'll just have to pull the information.
Solve the problem until you understand what the problem is.
Right.
We certainly are going to dig into it, Linda.
Yeah.
I know, it's just, like I said, my first visit to the water clerk was today, so, and Margaret and I both got the same information about the same time,
Yes, yes.
so we will certainly pursue it.
So there's a formula that allocates the charges based on the amount of residents, theoretically.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
But the numbers she got for that distribution, the numbers I got were different.
Yes,
And again, we've only had a brief time to look at it.
right.
We both agreed in our phone call that there was a lot more work to be done to try to straighten that out.
Yeah.
And a lot more information that we needed to get.
Linda, I'd just like to address your concern over the amount of time left until the end of the year, because John and I have spoken about this, and actually, oh, there you are. He came up with a plan. We're working very diligently, and our plan is to have all of the funds, with the not the water, but all the other funds completed and up to date by the end of this month. And then in the month of November, we will be, our main focus will be on the water districts. And then that month, we'll only have that 1 month to do. When we're in November, we'll just have to do October for all the other ones. We won't have to worry about all this catch-up that we've had to do. So our plan is, if we can get that done in November, so you have to put that on your calendar, Jim. Then that way, In December, we'll just have to do December for everything, and it will be done.
Okay, I guess just, I want to volunteer to help with anything relating to the water, to understand the accounting
Absolutely.
and how we're allocating and what
Linda?
Williamson is doing
Linda,
versus
I
what Margaret's
have
getting
always-
in a
have-
process, so.
I've always welcomed your help. You've been out of the
Yeah.
pocket for the last few days, I understand, you know. And water was one of those things that we were going to work on, and certainly I'm happy to have your involvement in it. So it's a big mess, and we knew that going into it, and there's going to be a lot of work, and I certainly welcome your expertise to help us sort through that.
Well, I don't know about expertise, but I'm certainly
Between the two of us, we'll get it.
understanding, yeah. Thank you, Margaret.
Okay, you're welcome. Is it?
Just for anybody that's,
My turn?
that's, so that you understand, the budget process really should have been started in June. And with everything that's occurred, we've been kind of thrown into this thing at the last minute. The information that was available to us in revenues and appropriations was pretty cloudy at best. We have revenues that are in the past budgets. It's hard to tell, are they annual payments? Are they paid, are they one-time payments? Where are the contracts? So each one of those has required either John, myself, or someone to call to get the contracts, to get the payment schedule, and then to put it into the budget. And you'll hear when you come to the budget meeting, if you wish to, through the work of everybody on this board at this point, we have gotten almost $1 million out of the budget. Unfortunately, what's happened is that it still is going to look like there's going to be a tax increase. And you say, well, how can that happen if you've cut $1 million out of a $4 million budget? Well, that's because a lot of the reserve funds have been used the last 2 years to make sure that the tax rates didn't go up. But the reserve fund, like a piggy bank, isn't inexhaustible. There's only so much in it. And we're working diligently to make sure that we don't have huge tax increases, don't rob that much out of the piggy bank. But those are discussions you'll hear us going through on Tuesday night and this Thursday night. And I think we're getting close on figuring out what all the appropriations are. We got behind on a number of bills. Some of the things that were required to be reported were not reported. So we're trying to address all those at the same time. Water is a huge problem for us, certainly needs to be addressed. We're getting close enough on the budget that one of the reasons that Margaret and I just started turning our attention to water is because we recognize that it's a big dollar issue. It's also complicated, but that we needed to get the other basic budgets for the inside and outside, which sets the tax rates, and to see if we exceed the tax cap so we know whether we're going to have to go, because if you exceed the tax cap, there's a whole formula that you have to go through with the state to explain why you're exceeding that. I'd rather not have to do that. So bear with us. Like I say, you're more than welcome to come to the workshops, and you'll hear what we're going through. And hopefully, with the crew that we have up here now, we'll be able to put a budget together and get it together. We do have a drop-dead date of November 20th that it has to go to the county by that time. So what we're doing now is based on meeting that goal. So if there's nothing else, any other board comments or any other public comments, I'd like to entertain a motion to...
One other,
Oh, yeah.
sorry, can I ask one other question?
Sure.
Can we, is it possible to try to get the department head reports in writing to
I've already
us
asked.
before?
I've asked Dan. Dan will do it from now on. I spoke to him today. Dale did. He didn't. I just saw it for the first time. He'll have to get it sooner than that. I want to see it before.
Yeah, I didn't know if his was just because he wasn't here,
No,
or we're going to
I've
see
asked
that
him-
going forward.
I've asked him to
Okay.
going forward. So yeah, I've already asked that. Yannick, you're on the speakers list? I don't want to ignore anybody.
When you talk about doing the water and all that, and we don't know what valves are on or where the valves are, we go to the village meetings. Jason was telling us, and Jess, at the village meetings, when they were turning valves off here, Dale and them, and we didn't know nothing about it.
I,
I'm just saying, that's an avenue you can, go to see what valves are on, what aren't in the village.
yeah, I know he's very helpful, and we certainly will be relying on him for some information. John Pratt.
I'd just like to commend the members of the board for doing more than their due diligence to get this town back on track where it's been run off the tracks for several years. These guys and ladies are getting it done, doing a hell of a job. Thank you.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it. Everybody up here does. Larry. With that, now I'll entertain a motion to close the meeting, if we could.
So moved.
Second the motion.
Roll call vote, Zelini,
Yes.
Lemonna,
Yes.
Hemingway,
Yes.
and Masidi.
See? You did have something to say, Yannick. You should have come up to the microphone.
Yeah, it's cold.